Small actions add up. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tristan Griffiths and I run a digital media agency called It's Nomad 9. You can find me as ImTristanG across all of the socials, so please do connect with me where you would most like to spend time. Let's have a conversation and let's see if there's anything I can do to help make your life easier today. I want to talk to you about how small actions add up. I've talked about it in previous content about how I believe in a Japanese management philosophy called the Kaizen principle. Introduced to me by my good friend David Raybould down in Portsmouth a few years ago. It essentially helps you to focus on the fact that nothing is insurmountable. Jamie Keeling has talked about this recently in a piece of content he's put out, talking about how when you look at going through the Tae Kwon Do gradings to get to black belt, when you first start out, the moves that they're doing seem crazy and unachievable. But as you go from one belt to the next and you practice the detail that you need for that section at that moment, everything becomes much easier. Now, I'm going to reference to the guide here about the Kaizen principle because I want to make sure that I get the wording right, because it's such an important principle and it's so basic. So many people overcomplicate systems and processes, and that's part of the reason that they're getting held up. Things are taking longer, they're becoming more complicated. So I want to break it down for you, but essentially it runs exactly along the lines of small actions add up. So the Kaizen principle is a Japanese management philosophy that literally translates as Kai, continuous, Zen, improvement. So Kaizen is a method that helps the productivity of an organization to improve. It's a management philosophy. It's about managing and making sure that you're continually improving and making things better all the time. So exactly the same as It's Nomad 9 has a core value of be better. That is one of our main 10 values that we run with. And it's about constantly looking for a way to be better in the way we communicate, in the way we do things, in all areas of what we're doing. So this method helps productivity of the organization to improve. It does so by taking simple steps that lead to those improvements. Working according to this principle is something that never stops. So when you look at Jamie's example of Tae Kwon Do, when you look at the Kaizen principle, or whether you look at what we do at It's Nomad 9 of continually looking for ways to be better, it's all about making sure that they are small, achievable steps that you can take every single day. Whenever I explain it without referencing the guide, I talk about how it's small actions by everyone taken all the time that lead to great things, great results, great outcomes. Now I'm going to reference another piece here about the Kaizen principle because the principle breaks down into certain areas as well, and I want you to focus in on the importance of what this is. So basic principles of the Kaizen approach is all about dedication. Now I want you to stop for a minute and think about dedication. When you think about it, it's the level at which you are so focused on doing it. Being dedicated to something is undivided attention on that, making sure that that is at the core of what you're doing. So making sure that you are really focused on what this is all about. So the Kaizen principle is all about dedication to improving effectiveness, satisfaction, and waste. Those are the core elements. Now think about that for a minute. Improving on effectiveness. Everybody wants to be more efficient, more effective, get more done, have more time out, get better results. Effectiveness is absolutely fundamental. It's what you will measure and it's what you will see improve. You will see better results. You will actually start to see development. That is the effectiveness part. Now the satisfaction, obviously, as you start to achieve, that's when you start to feel good. You start to get satisfaction from doing it. Making things easier will make them more enjoyable, will increase the level of satisfaction that you, your team, your partners will get from doing any part of your business. Wouldn't it be much better to actually have a business where you're enjoying all elements of what you do? Now, sure, there's going to be things that are less enjoyable than others, but this is where you work with a great team who are focused on the bits that they excel at. So focused on that, focused on waste. Now, most people think of waste in material items, but time is your most valuable asset, your most valuable resource, and so many people are wasting time. Is there something you know you should be doing but you're procrastinating? Then you're wasting one of your most valuable assets. Products and services are one thing, but your time is something that you can never get back. So really focus in on your time and how you're using it. Is it effective? Is it efficient? Are you moving towards very clear and structured goals? One of the other things that they talk about within the Kaizen principle is all about how you can achieve this constant improvement. These small steps that you can take. Now, if you think about it in its rawest form, this is actually realized by companies like Starbucks, McDonalds, people like that. They create repeatable, predictable results. Talked about this before. Create repeatable, predictable results and you will get better outcomes. You minimize the waste, you minimize the margin of error, and it's more enjoyable because people know what they're doing. There's no element of trying to work things out. So the Kaizen principle talks all about how you should standardize your processes. I know this is something Jamie Keeling is going to highly resonate with because he's all about building great systems and processes. Jamie and I share that in common, that I often go into organizations who might be doing well already, but we actually realize that they don't have set structures, systems and processes that provide predictable and repeatable results. At the point that you do that, you start to excel, you start to get better results, you start to enjoy it more, and you're able to grow and expand. Without great systems and processes in place, there's no way that you can bring other people in without investing a lot of time and effort in training and upskilling and showing them the process of the business. Once you've standardized the process, it's easy to grow at a much quicker rate. I got to give a hat tip to a friend of mine who is absolutely smashing it within the food and beverage industry, Anthony Bennett, who is working for the Loungers Group, so Cozy Club and the Loungers, and they are breaking the industry because they are opening about 2 new venues every month. And when you look at people saying retail's dying, the high street's dying, they're literally opening 2 restaurants a month at the moment, whilst others are closing in massive numbers. And the way they've done that is by building a great culture, standardizing process, and actually building on top of very simple steps that they can take to grow the business. It's predictable and it's repeatable, which is how they manage to grow, win awards, and become one of the leading food and beverage outlets in the UK. If you haven't been, I would highly recommend it. It suits all dietary requirements, vegan, gluten-free. Go check it out and make sure while you're there, if you go in the evening, you can get yourself on the cocktails. Fantastic, go and check them out. But the point I want to come to today is make it small, make it achievable, and make it repeatable. Make it a regular thing that you do. Kaizen principle says small things by everyone all the time will lead to great results. It's Nomad 9, be better, try to improve continually all the time, every single day. So today, what small actions are you going to put in place? What processes and systems do you need to have in your business to allow you predictable, repeatable results and faster growth? If you need help with that, I'm here to have a conversation. Connect with me as ImTristanG on any social platform, and I'd love to help you get your systems and processes nailed down so that you too can get predictable, repeatable results. As always, thank you for being part of my community, and if you found this useful, please do hit that share button, because you never know who in your community might need to start taking those small, repeatable actions today to get great results in their business.